is financial literacy is key. It's key. They creating these big words and you don't know what they mean or where they come from. Man, Google.
It's the unknown unknowns. Enjoy the show.
You already know what it is. And if you don't, well, welcome to the zone. Doo-doo, doo-doo.
You already know the unknown labs coming at you. We got a guest tonight.
You know what it is,
Snap.
man. Mobius, Cartier, same stuff, different day. But we got our man that we've been talking to through the mic on the background in every episode that may or may not be edited out of the episodes this season. Our intern. Oh my goodness. I can't. Like, I can't just be like, oh, here you go. Here go the intern. He been working hard. Shout out to AIT LLC for getting Ant in the building, aka Ant-Man, aka Tony if you a shorty, but you know the streets know him as Ant Official.
Oh,
And I
hello.
mean, yeah, the most official lit intern, repping the Asian community, partnering with the brown community to talk about some real shit. What's good, Ed? Thank you for joining us today.
And thanks for having me. I've been editing for a really long time, and I'm glad to be here.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
We glad to have you here, man. It was really a Saturday, having you and Mobius meet after listening to this man voice forever, and then you finally got to meet the man behind the travel fanny pack book bags. Like, nah. What's good though? Everybody having a good day?
It's a nice Friday. We out here, almost the end of the month.
Yeah, man. Pushing through. What about you, Ant? You good?
Yeah, I just can't wait to
Man of
graduate.
little words.
That's it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what's up. Yeah, that's what's up. And congratulations on that. He'll be graduating this year, going off to college. You know what I'm saying? Doing what he do best.
Yeah, that's right, my man. And what's top 3 colleges you want to hit? Where you at? Let's hit them.
Shoot, it don't even matter as long as I get that diploma.
Yes, sir.
Hey!
That's what
Yeah.
here. He out here.
That's
He
right.
repping the DMV. So UMD. Go Terps! Not that I went there, but
Right.
that was his first pick. But like you said, is you get that education, you get that diploma, you get that money.
Well, at least that's how the American dream go. But let's not get
Yeah.
into the rabbit hole too quickly.
Not yet, not yet.
But you know how we start our episodes. Mobius gonna hit us with that gamer news, talk about what we do, what we all love. I mean, Ant, you're a gamer too, right?
Yeah,
That's what's up.
PC,
What console you
player,
play
what
on?
you be playing?
I play on PC.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm live on the Xbox right now.
The last time we was with y'all, we hit y'all with Resident Evil. They got some sales. That's all that's going on. Overwatch has so they had Overwatch 1, which was a more or less well beloved series that's been going on for a while. It's just the one game. The sequel was supposed to have this PvE element where you basically have like its own single player, and that would make it a part of this big package deal. So it's the single player content and then the multiplayer content, which everybody loves. They officially came out. Activision Blizzard came out and said that they are basically just going to cancel that part. It had some issues when it released, of course, like most of the games that came out in the last couple of years do. But this was
Right.
this was a big selling point for the game. It's the same reason that I don't pre-order games because they're selling you the promise of a good game, of a finished game, and as most of them have proven in the last really 5 or 6, 7 years that that's not really true. Everything from Cyberpunk to the last 3 Battlefields, the last people have certain feelings about other games and stuff, but those are the really big Cyberpunk, the Grand Theft Auto, which was supposed to have some single player DLC, which never ever came. It was expected. They almost damn promised it, but it never came. So all these live service games and stuff, and Overwatch is now another one. Hey, here's a game. It's gonna be $70. It's gonna come with this, and then they go up. No, it was too hard, or we ran into too many issues, so we're just gonna scrap it. No, so no more pre-ordering. We don't do that around. So of course people are absolutely livid, and it's unfortunate for those who are fans of that series. Like I definitely feel for them. It's messed up how that stuff can happen, but it's a part of the modern gaming landscape.
I mean, at the end of the day, $70 is a lot of money for a game. So you better come with it. I need you to update this game for the next 4 or 5 years. Shout out to Killing Floor. Anyway, go ahead.
Killing Floor 2. Well, that's a zombie game, so I guess we could talk about Dead Island, a game that's 10 years in the making. It's finally out. It came out. It came out between 3 different studios, publishers, and developer. All the words that mean people that make games. It took 3 of them to get this game finally in the hands of gamers, and it just dropped. It's kind of in the middle. It's not like spectacular, groundbreaking, or anything like that, but it's a game that people have been waiting for a very, very, very long time.
That's what I was about to say. Waiting for that game.
It's 10 years, man. That's a very long time to be waiting for one game. And the only games that kind of can even match that are like Duke Nukem. I think it was Duke Nukem Forever, which came out and was a disaster. The only other game that I can think of off the top is like Beyond Two Souls 2. It's coming up on the longest development time like ever in games, like 10 years or something like that. Another almost 10 years. And something close to that was it'll come back to me. But yeah, like those games have taken a very long time to come out. Some of them still aren't here, but yeah, it's here. It's all right. Go play it. If you like it, buy it. If you don't, it's got some multiplayer issues with some co-op issues where you have to join the same session. If you're playing in the game and then Shady invites me, I can't just seamlessly join her world. She has to back out to the main menu. Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
At the same time. Yeah,
I'm sick and tired of those issues, bro. Oh, okay.
It's got some.
I just wanted to bring up Black Ops. Like, listen, it's been a while since I took a dump on Black Ops. Okay, because I love this game, but why you don't have seamless joining is ridiculous. We stayed talking about how Left 4 Dead is old and they got it down packed. Hop in and out the game, no problem. Even Back 4 Blood. A lot of things about Back 4 Blood suck compared to Left 4 Dead. It's like a whole new game with these stupid card things. But you can still hop in the game in and out anytime. Like, come on. It doesn't make any sense. We in 2023 and you still can't, like, out of all the other issues you can have developing a game, y'all can't get that right. Anyway, I don't know. I'm still waiting on Mobius to bury that Dead Island 2, and I'm going to be on there and I'm going to be talking about it every episode for the rest of my life. It's like, I don't know if anything can pull me away from Killing Floor 2. Killing Floor 2, y'all might as well, give me a promotion contract or something. I'll take a free copy of Killing Floor 3 when y'all put it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, they continue to update this game, and that's why I love it and I give it so much praise. And that's why I'm constantly streaming Killing Floor 2 on Twitch. Shout out to Twitch.
She actually just bought it for me, so I'm gonna be playing it.
I love it. Love it. And you get a copy of Killing Floor. All right, go ahead. Sorry, I'm too excited.
It's a good game. It surprisingly still has a pretty decent multiplayer. But anyway, so keeping it short here, we got Overwatch. We got so Mortal Kombat 1 was just announced. So scheduled for release September 19th, 2023. It
a remake of Mortal Kombat 1?
I don't know if it's a remake or if it's a reboot.
Oh goodness. I mean, they're on like 14 at this point. I think Mortal Kombat 12 or something. Like, I mean, I don't know. They got like the kids of other people, Sonya Blade and Johnny had a kid.
I don't know if this is like a different universe kind of rebooting or if it remake kind of the other ones. I'm not super into the Mortal Kombat lore, so I couldn't even hope to tell you.
One night I watched like 2 hours of the story of Mortal Kombat, going literally game to game.
I did it a
very
couple
cool
times,
YouTube video,
but it's never something I was like super into.
So,
yeah, but it's good. My favorite dude was Stryker. He was just a normal dude in unknown city, USA, which is supposed to be New York.
Unknown city, USA.
Nondescript, a large American city. Anyway, so we got a couple more. So we got that was a nice surprise. I saw that yesterday. It was kind of cool. The Activision Blizzard deal is still happening. When we tried to do this earlier, it was like kind of on the fence because some countries have blocked it and PlayStation is still being jelly. You know, they're speaking very
Haters.
deadly.
Y'all own
My
too much to
opinion,
be getting mad.
well, they have a lot of first party games where they make everything in house themselves. But a couple
Mhm.
years ago, and this is all before COVID, a couple years ago, there are people who work for PlayStation essentially, like they said that it's Sony's kind of difficult to work in terms of how they want games
Wow.
to be made and developed and stuff. Like they don't make it easy, and so that kind of sucked. But
I
in any
wish we had a
case,
Sony player on here because I would really love to ask them, like, do their games okay, so I know Cyberpunk was released on both platforms, right? So my
yeah,
question
multi-plat,
is, did it suck as bad as,
Xbox One.
as the Xbox version, or, is it just a compatibility issue? Like, I don't know. I just be wondering. And then games that come out on PlayStation only. That's what I really
Mhm.
want to know. Those PlayStation or Sony based games, are they having the same kind of issues that we're having? Like, is this just a gaming development across the board issue of you guys just putting out games too soon and taking our money? Or, is it just Xbox sucks and everybody who's selling games to Microsoft just gets away with releasing endless games that aren't ready? Are you playing the game? Because I can hear you clicking.
Maybe.
So it may be
Maybe.
trash.
$69 billion acquisition. Activision Blizzard took steps. It's gotten approval
That's a
on
lot.
Monday. So this is from CNET, CNET.com. Tech got approved from Europe. So it's basically several countries have said
Conglomeration.
yes to the deal, which is good for them. But my opinion on it's kind of changed, right? Because when we first talked about this, I was like, yeah, that's probably a good thing. Xbox kind of could some titles to really get their life together because they have a bunch of other people's stuff. Rare, Perfect Dark, James Bond, OG
Yes.
James Bond. They got a lot of OG
GG.
stuff, and that's cool. But they don't really have any of their own things like Xbox. I mean, PlayStation has The Last of Us, right? That's PlayStation.
That's a PlayStation only
Tekken,
game?
yes.
I don't think so.
Tekken used to be what, The Last of Us?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's PlayStation.
I thought I saw
And
that
right?
on Xbox.
Yeah, it's a Sony
PlayStation only.
exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Sony
Oh,
exclusive.
word.
That
Okay.
it's a couple of the other games. So yeah, their games have been pretty good. Like Metal Gear used to only be a PlayStation thing. Tekken used to be a PlayStation thing. Ace Combat used to be a PlayStation, and most of those have gone multi-plat. But the point being is, they Sony makes some good stuff, and they're all first party. Generally, they make it. They're difficult to deal with, but the quality is always pretty solid. Whereas Xbox has had some hit or miss, like Redfall. Redfall is a game that just came out and it's absolutely abysmal. And it's
Damn.
like, well, yeah, it's it makes you wonder how these things get past quality control and stuff like that. But I digress.
Because ain't nobody
It
working.
just
Everybody's still working from home.
ain't
COVID.
everybody from home. Yeah. So
Playing
it's
Xbox.
but it's the same like how what they said about, oh well, you can't, the work from home thing is a lie, and school, stuff like that, school from home is a lie, it can't be done, it's impossible, blah blah. And it's like that's not even remotely true because we did it. The country shut down. It took the world
We
shutting
wasn't
down, but we did it.
very successful though.
Well, not for
A lot of
school,
kids
right?
was bullshitting because their
Yeah,
parents
yeah, yeah.
wasn't watching their ass even. That's what threw me off. If you couldn't go to work, the least you could do is watch your damn kids.
I mean, that's
Go
kind of
ahead.
it. It's just the deal's going
Crazy.
on, but I feel some type of way about it now because after games like Redfall come out, it does not instill a lot of confidence. Like that was supposed to be their in-house game that came out, and it's for them and it works, and it's just travesty. And it's like, well, you want to do this Blizzard Activision deal, and you can't. That's a like, are you going to start fucking with these titles? Are you gonna start acting like Nintendo does sometimes, where they get greedy with their IP and don't want to share it, or worse, they're like how Konami is with Metal Gear, and they're just like, nope, we're not gonna do any remakes, we're not gonna do anything, and as a matter
No
of fact, we're
sharing.
not even gonna license out. Yeah, we're not gonna license out
Yeah.
these products so that they can get remade or remastered, or people can make spin-offs. Kind of
Well,
like how
don't talk.
Disney is with. What's that?
I was about to say, don't come for Nintendo because Mario that was the smartest shit they ever did. Don't let nobody touch Mario. You gotta get you a
Mhm.
a DS to play that. or even just to show
Yeah.
your kids, you know, because I feel like it's popular.
Mhm.
With the movie coming out, it's popular, but it's not as popular gaming console as it was when we were younger and it was like one of the only consoles. Like,
No, it's
you
it's
know,
still
I
pretty
don't know.
popular. It's the issues start turning into like graphics versus like what you get. But my Nintendo games have always been pretty solid. It's only when they start fucking with the have fun first mentality formula that's been working so good for them. When they start changing
Yeah.
stuff and being restrictive, yeah, the fans let Nintendo have it. But as long as they're like, yeah, you can play with your friends and this stuff still works. Like okay, so you remember when my Xbox cable broke, right? The power brick, because
Uh-huh.
the fan was clogged up. There's no real easy way to get to it to dust it out. You know, even if you get a can of air, like there's the vents don't get it don't reach the fan. It just is the open ports. So I had to take a knife and I sawed it open, and now it works. You know, even now, like I tested it. You know, I had to get to that fan somehow, and it works right now. But anyway, so Nintendo doesn't have that problem because they're like, oh yeah, your cable from N64 still works in a GameCube, and then
Right.
that's two generations of systems. Oh, and then the GameCube cable works for the DS, and then those cables
Oh,
work for
right.
this, and
Okay,
it's
okay.
all
So
you
I
see.
got the
You know,
old
they're very
black
friendly.
Xbox. Hold on, because don't come for Xbox. I got the old black
Mm-hmm.
Xbox, right? My husband has the slim version that came out,
Mm-hmm.
the slim white
Yeah.
Xbox junk. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
me and his Xbox, both Xbox Ones, got two
Mm-hmm.
different cords on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But when I couldn't find my Xbox One cord or when it wasn't appropriately packed by anyone, he grabbed a Xbox 360 cord and it worked on
Mm-hmm.
my Xbox One. So that's all
Right.
I
So
have to
are
say
you
about
talking
that.
about are you talking about for the brick or for the system itself?
For the brick.
Back piece.
Oh yeah, because the
Brick.
Xbox, his Xbox don't even have one, I guess. Yeah.
Right. So the brick
Yeah.
thing is like the type of when you plug your TV in, your smart TV in, that piece that goes to a lot of
Yeah.
electronics. So it's not like, oh, good
Yes.
for Microsoft for
Yes.
using that. That's because it's almost like a Type C cable. It's universal mostly.
Right. Yeah.
But if it was like I'm talking about the part that goes to the system itself, if you could use that against three generations of consoles, yeah, that would be a different story because that's what I'm
That'd be
talking about.
pretty ill.
That the piece that goes
Yeah.
to your system itself is what Nintendo was like. Oh yeah, you're probably going to need this if you're gonna give your system to our family, to your family, and make them gamers, and they want to have fun too. Like
Right.
when I gave my Xbox to our brother Polo Mike, you know
Legal Trapper,
I
shout
didn't
out.
have the original
RIP.
legal trap, but yeah, I didn't have the original cable, but it worked. You know,
Right. Yeah, yeah.
so
I get what you're
that's
saying.
all I'm saying.
All right,
That's
well,
all I
you
got for
already know
game
what it
news.
is. Appreciate you, Mobius, for keeping us hip everything, all things gaming, not just Xbox, not just Sony.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to say about
Not
Activision
just
Blizzard. I have nothing
Nintendo.
to say.
Yeah.
Not just bullshit. So, thank you for hitting us with the news. All right, now, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm just going to hit it to a little bit. You know what this about. May, money, you know what I'm saying? Especially since April was about taxes. Even though we didn't do an April tax episode,
Yeah.
you know what it
And
is.
showers.
Everybody was twitching in their boots about about taxes. Look, everybody be trying to get their bread. And that's only the people who be late as I don't know. Like, what are you doing your taxes in April for? Like, seriously, y'all stressing me out. Anyway, mess with your girl. I do taxes like now. Anyway, we gonna get together with this hood news. You know what I'm saying? So we got Official representing the DMV, man. Tell me what's going on in the D, man. What's popping over there? I heard it's been getting real crazy. It's getting hot outside. They loose out here.
You wouldn't even guess. All right,
My
so
man, Ant, let's go.
tragic incident happened on Mother's Day actually, where a 10-year-old
Oh,
girl got shot in the leg by a stray bullet while she was sleeping,
Oof.
wow.
and she later died earlier this week.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, man. Rest in
We were
peace to that
talking
little
about that at work
girl.
too.
Sorry for the family, man.
It's like this question whether or not like anyone is safe anywhere anymore.
Not in the house.
Yeah, I
Nope.
mean, yeah, right. Because I feel like we mostly hear, or at least I mostly the stupid little app on my phone, like of shootings. I mean, I saw the incident. I wasn't even sure if you was gonna bring this up, and about the three kids that ran up on the school bus and tried
I
to shoot
saw
the
that.
boy in the head 3 times, and
Mhm.
the gun jammed. Listen, I know I be trying not to preach too much, but they ain't nothing but the Lord. They ain't nothing but the Lord. But they got 2 out of the 3 kids. But my point is, like, we hear a lot about the crime that's intentional. And so to hear about something like that, that really is a tragedy. And in the house, in your bed, your family ain't got nothing to do with it. It's just shit, wrong. What they say, wrong place, wrong time. Like that's terrible. That's unfortunate. And how do you feel safe? How do you tell your children, in case they have any other children or the kids that go to school with them? How do you convince your kids that it's safe? I don't know.
Mhm.
My other one is 3 Maryland teens were arrested and charged with 13 crimes, including assault, armed robbery, carjackings, and more within just hours.
Oh, so the teens
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was running it up
Yeah.
in DC was Marylanders?
Yeah.
Hey, look, you can take the kid out the hood and move him to
Oh,
PG
sure.
County, but that don't mean nothing, bro. That don't
Nope.
mean nothing. I be trying to tell
We
people,
all
don't
neighbors.
pretend. Right. Don't pretend like all it is when you live in DC, you go up in DC, when your parents get some bread, they move to Maryland. So what you think that do to Maryland? Like what? And this years in the making, 20, 30 years of the same repeat thing happening of, okay, we're going to finally move to PG County. We get some bread, we're going to move to Mo County. You get some
Mhm.
real bread, you try and get some land, you're going to move to Charles County. Anyway, or Arundel, or and Arundel County. Anyway, that's crazy. I didn't even know that they was Maryland teens. Thanks for that news. But what I heard was, dang, they was doing it like all night long, like they thought it was GTA. They was trying to run it up like it was an episode of we ain't never gonna get caught. We could respawn type shit. Cause yeah, like what? You said 13 robberies,
Uh
13 crimes.
13 crimes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
13 crimes between three boys, 3 kids or whatever. Like that's, man, y'all out here wilding. It's like I said, it's summertime, baby. It's getting hot. What
Yeah,
they say, we outside.
Baltimore been hot too.
Oh wow. I mean, well, it's to be expected. It's also right up the road. Like what? They be acting like they don't know what's going down and be more. Shout out to Chad Focus. Anyway, that's all we got for the hood news, Ant?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, one more time, man, rest in peace to everybody that was hurt in these stories, man. And, that's real tough. That's real tough. Protect your neck. I don't know what to say. That's not the right thing. Anyway,
It
so
is
like I
though.
said,
Like you gotta, nowhere is safe. Nowhere where you thought was safest anymore. Like it was never
exactly.
safe, sure, but like now it's like really you gotta safe areas ain't safe, police station ain't safe. Like
Damn.
like I don't know if it was DC or just in the DMV, but there was a cop who got robbed for his credentials. Either they broke into his car or they robbed him and stole his credentials.
Right.
You know, so
I would think more likely the car, because kids be trying to do that shit for clout. But we gonna see if they got big mob plans. Because then
mhm.
you already know it's going to escalate. Something going to happen at a police station if they did that on some, what I'm saying, on some organized crime type stuff. So, hey, I guess we just going to have to find out how that go. But yeah, getting into what this episode really about, man, the next set of topics is community topics. All right, so let's get into the community topics. People still getting evicted. It's 2023. When did COVID was 2020, 2021? They officially started evictions in 2021. I believe September is when they put in the federal mandate. Like they was like, we not gonna pay for y'all to live rent free anymore. And that's for the people who actually even got to qualify for that opportunity. So
Mhm.
people are still getting evicted who haven't been evicted from since COVID. So my response to that, as far as it being a community topic, I recommend, because a lot of these companies are doing some real shady, like nearly illegal things to get people out of these apartments and to get people out of these houses and townhouses. I like to call it aggressive eviction tactics. This one lady told me, and I walked the neighborhood, so I talked to a lot of people about the shady shit that was going on. But this one lady told me she came home from work and on her couch was a letter that said, "Pay your rent."
Damn.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, they supposed to put that note on your door. Why you came in my house, probably sat on a couch. We don't know. It might have been a new couch. You know what I'm saying? And they was just like, they might have went in the fridge and got a couple
Nice
Kool-Aid.
place, Negro.
Right. The disrespect, bruh. The disrespect. You supposed to put that note on the door. I owe you some money. I probably know I owe you money and I got no intention of paying you. Listen, I don't know this lady business. All I'm saying is I don't think that's the way to go about it. As far as I know, at least in Maryland, DC, you gotta have a 48-hour, notice before you run up in my spot. Now, if it's an emergency situation like water leaking, hole in the ceiling, something going on in your unit affecting the other here next to or under you, okay, yeah, they're coming to your apartment, you know what I'm saying, and be like, oh, emergency maintenance, whatever. Nah, this wasn't even maintenance, bro. It's a difference between the from it's probably maintenance that they have put the notes on the door. But you know what I'm saying? It's a difference from the guy they send around to put the note on the door to tell you to pay your rent and having a maintenance request. Maintenance request, you already know they coming in your apartment. Either you scheduled it or like I said, it was an emergency. But come on, man. Y'all just really crossing the line out here. So what I've been told by free legal help is to contact your mayor, contact your attorney general, and report these companies. Now, of course, everybody on they Google and they Yelp, you said, but I'm going to recommend everybody hit up that betterbusinessbureau.com. If you ever spent some bread anywhere and you had some issues and you tried to resolve it with them, okay, and you actually tried to resolve it, don't just be like, man, they get on my nerves, I'm sick and tired of their shit, but you ain't even like tell them in the nicest way and give them a chance to fix it. Nah, don't be that guy. You know what I'm saying? But if you got some issues, hey, reach out to your attorney general for your state, man. Let them know it's some shady business going on over here. And when it comes to your living situation, you should never be afraid to speak up and say, I got rights, nigga. I don't know what y'all thinking this is. I mean,
They're being foul.
Big foul out here. I know y'all listen. People who own these, I know y'all want these people out. But y'all got to remember that these are people. They may or may not have kids. You don't know what they going through in their life. And one thing I don't like is how they want you to tell them that your life is falling apart. That ain't going to stop you from trying to get me out. So, period. Contact somebody, you know what I'm saying? They got some power. And like I said, I recommend the attorney general. If you want to speak out for yourself, Better Business Bureau, Google reviews. I feel like a lot of people be on Google. Now I know Yelp been around for years, but I don't really, I might get on Yelp once or twice if I don't know what's up with the Google reviews, but definitely just speak up. You know what I'm saying? One of the biggest things that we represent on this laboratory podcast situation is just making sure that you know that you have a voice, man. You got rights no matter what it is. So go ahead and Google it, landlord tenant rights for your state. And figure out what you can do. It might be a lawyer out there who just looking for a check. And you don't even know that you could get one. And shit, get your free consultation. You know what I'm saying? The worst thing they could do is say no, right? So, hey, just don't let people do anything they want to do to you. That's really my point. Yeah, the next thing I want to get into community topics is income versus the cost of living. Bro, this is insane. When we was looking up this stuff, I was like, are y'all serious right now? It says the average, hella disproportionate. It says the average household in the United States spends $61,000 a year on expenses. And that's roughly about $1,784 a month dedicated to housing and housing related. I know where we at that it's about that much, and we're not even including utilities. And Mobius, hey, he got that big Jones, so his utilities be off the chain for real. Oh, I thought you was gonna make a comment.
No, it's split down the middle, so it's not terrible. But I mean, at this point, like,
Still high.
so there's a YouTuber who talks about stuff like that, and he's like, all right, if people are talking about how you still live with your parents, at 20 plus,
It's real. Yeah.
and they're talking trash, either they're doing some pretty illegal stuff, or they're lying about their situation. There's no if ands or buts about it. Like, it's because even
Wait, you
when I
mean
got out
people
of,
who are single? People who living alone, you
yeah,
saying? Yeah, like how can you
yeah,
afford it? It's insane.
yeah. So if there
Yeah,
are people who are
absolutely.
single who are making fun of other people for living at home still with their parents and stuff, like we talked about this a long time ago. Like people who do multi-generational things, families and stuff,
Yeah,
multi-generational
yeah.
homes. Like
That's a blessing.
that's yeah, and Americans look at that, or Westerners, but Americans specifically look at it like
Yeah.
it's a bad thing.
Grow up. You
And you
should be
could
on your
argue,
own.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it's okay to want that for yourself, but to be gaslit into trying to do it and you're not able to or ready to,
Right, right.
that's bullshit.
Financially, yeah, absolutely,
You know, so
absolutely.
yeah, screw. He's basically just like they're either lying about their situation, like they're actually pretty miserable, or they're
Right.
like they're doing some illegal stuff to maintain their lifestyle.
To make it, yeah,
Either
yeah. I
way,
mean, you got to make it, or you working yourself to the bone. Like, let's keep it 100. Like,
yeah,
of course,
like how
there's a couple
often, how
places
are you,
in the country. Go ahead.
where that's possible, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
like
I said,
there's a
like
couple
that's
states where the cost of living still isn't absolutely ridiculous, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of those states they driving a long way to to work to make enough money to maintain. You know what I'm saying? So it's just it's a really tough situation, and I could touch on that a little bit. I went to college at 14, and that was the first place, but they put us in like a housing thing, so we had a 2 bedroom, but it was 4 of us living in there. You know what I'm saying? Like
mhm.
their fake version of a college dorm in a real apartment complex situation. And so when I left Florida and I came, back home and I got my first apartment, bruh, $800 for over 800 square feet was not happening. That's what I was paying in Florida. That was not happening here
No,
in the city life. That was not happening. Like you was getting little to no square feet. We had a pool and a lake where I lived at. Ain't no pool, ain't no lake, ain't no elevate. Like it was not luxury living. And I was paying
no,
the same amount for a lot less. And one thing for sure is I was working and I was miserable. I lived there
barely home,
alone.
eating
No, I was
trash food.
well, yeah, working, and then yeah. I mean, look, at least if you move out on your own, you better not move too far from your family, because at least you could come get a plate and wash your clothes over there.
Right.
This shit
Mm-hmm.
ain't cheap for real. Like it's really not. Like
I still, so
yeah,
my dad orders, they get water, and I still like will go over there and grab a case or two of water, and you know,
be looking at you
that's actually,
sideways, like nigga, you don't even pay rent.
no, no,
Do it.
he's alright with it because it's,
Like
it's
nah.
cheaper for them to get that much, as opposed to like going to get like a case of Deer Park or something, or some other name brand one. It's just cheaper for them to get a bunch there, and then I'll just go get a
Yeah.
case. Bulk
No,
buying,
no, definitely. On a gang at the end of the day, it's on the gang, bro. Like it's like people gotta be more strategic nowadays. Like you said,
yeah.
ain't nobody got the right to be telling nobody, oh, you should be doing this and you should be doing that, because
If you want
it's not that
space,
sweet.
like yourself and you can't live with other people, hey, you gotta you gotta do
Make
what you
the
gotta do
decision.
to,
Yeah.
yeah, but that's you making that decision and choosing the consequences that come with it. Because even as far back as the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, like people would go, hey, I'm saving up to buy a house, I have to move in with my parents to get, I sold my apartment, I'm just trying to get this cash for this last stretch, and then I'm a my vocalist did it, like, so you're either moving out super late, which is getting, that
Yeah.
age is getting pushed back further and further, or
Yeah.
you accept that at some point you're probably going to have to move back in to actually buy your own house, unless you buy like a fixer upper, and then you just you live in squalor for a bit.
For a
And it's
bit,
like, well,
yeah, to
man,
make that's a sacrifice, right? And when you're young, you're not thinking about the future. You're not thinking about getting no house. You're not thinking about the amount of money that you put in paying rent versus paying a freaking mortgage. Like I feel like that's
yeah,
not really being taught in our community. Some
no.
communities, absolutely. The brown
But it, but the
community,
but
I don't hear
here's
a
the
lot
kicker.
of
Like,
that talk. Right.
no, and it's not until you have real conversations about stuff like that. But here's the thing, I feel like in the communities that are talking about it, they can afford to choose, and most of them choose to be in
Ooh,
apartments.
say it,
I don't hear
say
them
it,
talking about it either. But they're
say it.
choosing to live in 80, 90, 100 square, 200 square feet apartment
Yeah, for
with
1,200. I mean,
or
for
yep,
two
or
thousand,
14.
three
Yep,
thousand
yep,
dollars a month.
downtown
Yeah.
DC.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's that good 25 to 20 to
New
2,500
New
to
York.
3,200.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
for
pretty
a one
much the
bedroom,
entire
2 bedrooms. That
eastern
shit crazy.
seaboard north of
They
like
losing their mind.
West Virginia, and you know, but it's getting like that in other places too. It's crazy.
Well, yeah. So as far as spitting facts, oh, let me ask Ant Man. This is a relevant topic.
Yeah,
Since you're
I
going to
wanted to get his
college,
opinion.
yeah, since you're going to college locally, do you intend on staying home or what's your plan?
I'm gonna stay home to save money.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. And in your household, have they ever talked to you about what it takes to purchase a home?
No, not really.
See, it ain't
They're
just
gonna kidnap
us.
you and keep you there till you get married.
Okay, it'd be like you ain't even got no shorty with you moving out for a site now.
Hmm.
Hey, parents be on the chain though, depending on your culture, they be on the chain. I
Yeah.
know, especially with the females, they be like, man,
How you
and that's
doing?
what I feel like I see
You're not
more of
married.
in our community. Right. I feel like in our
Mhm.
community, it's like, what's the point? The thought is, what's the point of getting a house if you're not married? But there's so many other financial opportunities that you get when you own
Mhm.
your own home. And so, that kind of leads me into well, one more fact right
Real,
here.
yeah, real quick.
Oh, go
So
ahead.
it's the same with like cars and stuff. It's less so because it's like if you live in a city that has decent public transportation, you don't need it. But
Right.
at some point,
Right.
like having one, even if you never use it and you keep the miles down, that's still an asset. Like you can resell that. At the end of the day, if shit hits the fan, you can live in your car and rough it for a little bit. You can't
Hey,
drive a house.
that's some
And that's something mom taught us. That's something
that's
mom
a
taught us right
real.
there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, look, when my grandmother passed away, I moved out my apartment. I moved into my car and I ran away back to Florida. I was like, shit, this ain't doing it for me. Everybody handle grief in a different way, but that meant everything to me to be able to do that and to really like be on my own and to not have the help of at least family. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is though. But yeah, one last thing I wanted to get into the cost of living global comparison. I think we was number 25 on the list, 30, 50. I don't know. It got 98, 102 countries. And the top three countries in Bermuda, they're making an average of $10,000 a month. In Switzerland, they're making an average of $7,500 a month. In the Cayman Islands, they making an average of 5,100 a month. Bro, what? I feel like if I'm making 2,500 a month, I'm doing good. Like this crazy. I don't know what y'all doing, but what I'm about to do is start watching YouTube videos or what they doing over there to make money because they getting that check.
Hmm.
And one thing I don't know about those countries is whether it's very I don't know if disproportionate is a good word for what I'm trying to say, but like if there's just a small amount of people who are making millions and then
Yeah,
everybody else is poor as shit, and here's the average of
the
that.
wealth equality. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not sure, whether that's the case for those countries. But that's still a lot of money to be bringing in a month, And from everything that they teach us in America is you can't make money like that without a college degree. So,
Which is
oh
wholly
no.
untrue, but all right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for pointing that out. So, yeah, it's just insane though, the standards that we got to keep up with and how much it's costing us. So to that end, I want to get into, well, what are we doing in the United States to make money? So, non-traditional ways to make money. So since COVID, people have been doing delivery like crazy. I mean, delivery
Oh,
obviously has always been a
gig
job.
economy. Yeah.
Yeah, gig economy. Yeah, that's the better word to say for it. Gig economy, such as Uber, DoorDash, Instacart, and what's another big name one?
Postmates.
Postmates, exactly. Well, they Uber bought them, so yeah.
A word? Damn.
Yo, literally. So one account is like kind of not really connected to the other. Like they know who you are on both.
Oh.
So if you scam one of them, boy, you're not gonna get away with that shit on the other one because they're the same people now. So yeah. Any gigs you guys want to shout out there that you see people doing and making money other than YouTubing?
Fiverr, if you got a skill and
Yes.
you know you just need an economy to display it and have people want to buy your service, then yeah, definitely, Fiverr. You're a singer, you're an artist, you're a musician, sell your talents on Fiverr.
Yeah.
If you make stuff, of course, you use
Yeah.
eBay is always an option, but Etsy's another good place.
Etsy's getting
No.
popping. Yeah.
They take a lot of your money, right? Like a percentage, the fees
Yeah.
to run
And
to be on the
Amazon
platform and
too.
stuff.
It's like really
Yeah,
close to 50%. Once you add
yeah,
in all the
they take a
fees,
lot of
yeah,
your
to be
stuff,
on there. Yeah, they do.
but it's those are
I
good
feel like as
places.
long as you do it right and you just use it to get your business out there, it's like the same thing with Groupon. When I found out the Groupon scam of like, and it's not a scam for the consumer, it's a scam for the business,
Mhm.
and not, I don't know. I don't really, I feel like it's a scam. I'm just going to say that's how I feel like it is. But they're taking like 40% of the money. So whatever you're charging. And so what end up happening is that the businesses have to put on their website that they're charging twice as much for a service that may
Yep.
not even be worth that twice as much that they're charging, just so they can get as close as possible to breaking even.
Mhm.
So it's really stressful. As a consumer, it's like, oh, I'm getting this service at a discount. Yeah, but like, don't expect, for example, a masseuse, right? Like, don't expect to get the 10-year masseuse off the Groupon. Absolutely no. We're gonna give you the guy that just started yesterday. Or if we give you the 10-year masseuse, that's because we're trying to lure you into like the best actual service so that you can pay full price next time. And as somebody who be trying to ball out on the budget, you know, it's very few instances where I purchased something on Groupon and I was like, okay, this service is really worth paying the full price for, you know.
Mhm.
So it is what it is. But yeah, people selling photos. Shout out to OnlyFans. People are printing on demand. There's a lot of websites that are like, we'll make you hats and t-shirts and all this and that, and they're not doing anything. They're outsourcing, they're contracting it to other people. Teaching
Yep.
online is a big one I've seen a lot of. And I just want people to know, like, there's a bunch of different ways to make money out here. So figure it out. And but just realize when it comes to the gig economy thing, like it's always gonna fluctuate, because the more people who are like, screw working a 9 to 5 job, like y'all are saturating the market, and you're driving the price of your worth. It's driving it down when there's somebody overseas charging a quarter of what you're charging for the same virtual service. Like,
Mhm.
you gotta keep that shit in mind. But anyway, so I wanted to get into the cons of these non-traditional ways to make money. So before 2021, and I really think a lot of people still don't even know, and it's 2023, and I'm just finding out about it. Before 2021, people were making a lot of money on the internet, and the IRS was pissed off, and they were like, "No, I got to get in on this, man." Of course, right? The government, they want their money. Yeah, at any means necessary. The government want their check too. And so what happened in 2021 that a lot of people may not be aware of is that the government passed, or the IRS made a requirement, however you say it, that now you have to pay on the money that you made online. If it's over $600, you got to pay taxes on that shit. They want their money. The IRS, the government is not playing. They want their bread out here. And so because COVID happened, they postponed the effect of this until 2022. So again, it's 2023, and this has been in effect since January 1st, 2022, and I'm just now finding out. Now, me being a business owner, I mean, I've been paying taxes on any of the money that I'm making with my business, but at the same time, it's like, I feel like the threshold of $600 is absolutely insane. So if you was just like, hey, I just got to make this little money right quick to pay my phone bill, it's behind a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Let me DoorDash right quick, get this little $650. Now you got to pay taxes on that $650. Like, what are you talking about? I'm broke as I don't know what.
Keep track of it.
Right. But when it comes to actually filing taxes, from what I've seen, is you really don't have to report it if it's less than $1,200. So they're literally created this rule to target people who are making money online. And even worse, it goes as far as saying, if you buy some clothes and you resell it, again, you bought some shit, you bought them damn Balenciagas, and then you found out that they asses all pedophiles, and you was like, fuck this, I'm gonna sell it. Excuse my French. I'm gonna sell it. I don't want this. I'm not about to be rocking this. I got kids, you know. You open your eyes and you got some damn sense. Oh, okay. Well, guess what? If you sell it and you make more money than what you spent, bruh, the government want a piece of that. Cash only. Look, the government want a piece of that. And that's why they're trying to make cash obsolete. Mobius about to get into the rabbit hole.
So cash is about to come back in a big way because stuff like that, tips, all that stuff, the government can't keep track of that. So that's one way, but also like place like that now and stuff, they can monitor your purchases and stuff. So what's happening is a lot of people, like there was a proposal by Congress to track what purchases you made, to have credit cards track purchases. And so what they were trying to do was to get companies, Visa, MasterCard and stuff, to go, hey, so if you go to a gun store or something and you buy anything, you know, they want that tracked and sent to the government. Then the government can go, oh, this guy bought a gun, you know, now, or ammo. Now we know who bought what on what day, and we can use this for a database or something. But ultimately, most of the credit card companies decided against it. They said it was, you know, bad for their bottom line, and it was because just, you know, people would still keep their credit cards, but people wouldn't open up new ones. One, which means, you know, those cash back, those points, they're using the card, they're not getting that. But also because you know, at the end of the day, the people are just going to circumvent that by using cash. You know, you might pull out, you still just, okay, your credit cash limit, whatever, you pull that out and then go buy cash. You still can't track that, you know. So cash rules everything around me, you know.
Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. If you watch me on Twitch right now, I took a major L. I'm having a serious malfunction. Trying to find some tissue. This is really hard right now. This is really hard. But Mobius, man, you just hit it. You really on topic. I'm loving the energy. Ant-Man, I already know the answer because you young. But let me ask you, do you spend cash or are you a swiper?
No swiping.
I'm a swiper.
Swiper, no
Exactly.
swiping.
But based on what Mobius just said, do you understand the importance of cashing out?
Yeah, I think like cash, it's I think it's better, but the way I see it, it's more of a hassle.
Right.
Yeah, to have exact
Yeah.
cash and stuff.
But that's literally the point of how they set this shit up. I think what Mobius said about like they offer to the credit cards, look, come on, let us watch your people. Like obviously they're buying our data regardless. But like let's watch and monitor every move that y'all make. Okay. Well, that didn't work as easy as we thought. Okay, we're just gonna make cash obsolete. So that leads me to a story that I saw on Instagram, a story, yeah, a story, Instagram story, whatever the hell. Anyway, I saw it on IG, and it in Madison Square Garden, the Devil's Butthole, New York City. I had to laugh at myself. Anyway, at the Devil's Butthole, Madison Square Garden, they have an
Is that a
ATM
place?
machine. Huh?
Is that a place, or you're just making it up?
Madison Square Garden is a real place.
Yeah, I know.
The
But
Devil's
Butthole.
Butthole, I'm not sure.
Okay.
No, but like I'm calling Madison. Okay, I only have like more vulgar
Esophagus.
to say, so we're just gonna keep that. You guys insert here. What is Los Angeles? Put that in the comments on Instagram and let me know what body part of the devil do you think belongs to LA. Anyway, so in Madison Square Garden, they have a reverse. They got a reverse ATM machine. So you
Okay.
like put your cash in and they're gonna give you a debit card. Very interesting.
You reload
Yeah.
the debit card?
Can you reload it after you purchase it at this place? Probably. You know, they probably got a phone number on there. Probably gonna let you send your cash app over there or some stupid shit. But yeah, you stick your cash in there and now you got a plastic card that you can use. And I'm assuming because they set up purposefully, the Madison Square Garden is probably a cashless place. That reminds me of that new stadium, that SoFi Stadium that they got in California. I'm feeling the vibes that it's probably the same thing. We're trying to make cash obsolete. Like absolutely. And at the end of the day, cash is trash anyway. So this is also very on topic. One of my stories that I was going to get into is cash ain't nothing but an IOU anyway. You know, the purpose of the Federal Reserve was like, we're going to back the cash up by something. And shout out to the Federal Reserve of 1913. Really fucking up life for the people back then. But anyway, but you know,
a corporation, not an agency.
When the moment that everything got switched over to these IOUs, because back then the money used to say that it was backed up by gold or silver. Yeah. It said that literally on the money. It don't say that no more. A dollar bill is a glorified IOU. And when you look it up, literally it's just the government saying, I owe you on your taxes. So if you're not even filing taxes, the IOU is not even valid if we really wanted to point out like whether cash was really money or not. So the US government has been playing with us for a very long time. Like let's be absolutely clear on that. And that's what we here to tell y'all about. Like, bro, we be all fun and games and shit, but like, bruh, this world is shady as hell. Like I'm so done left the topic set up because this shit, like we done got into it with effortlessly done got into it. Like the game that they playing with us right now with this Fed now shit, it's everything Mobius just explained. It's the card that's going to monitor every penny that you make. So even though you ain't paid this much on your taxes, you spent how much this year? Oh, well, how you get that money? Like what? Again, it's not the government. It's an agency, you said?
No, the Federal Reserve.
It's not a government. But I'm saying the same thing about the IRS. Yeah. It's a business. It's not something that our forefathers put in place when they, created the Constitution. This was a business that some other shady motherfuckers came up with and was like, oh, let's take money from them. This is the one thing that, like, y'all be talking about Trump and all these other wild people. They know the rules. Why you think they not paying taxes? Income taxes is illegal, bro. There's a reason why they getting around it, and everybody else in the rich man circle is getting around it. The problem is when the rich man don't play with the other rich man balls who got more power than that rich man, he go get a bunch of little people together and he snitch on what he doing, even though y'all both doing it. Come on
And then the feds
now.
come knocking.